Ladies and gentlemen, with Bitcoin having pumped to over $40,000, are we back in a bull market? In this video, I want to try and answer that question and share my thoughts on what we have to look out for if we want to know and believe and be confident that we're back in a bull run. I also want to share with you guys my top 3 recovery altcoins for a second leg of this bull run if we do indeed get one. So folks, if you want to hear more about this, like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. So ladies and genitals, if we want to understand if crypto is back in a bull run, we first gotta analyze Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is fully driving this market and will affect how altcoins perform. So if we want to know what's going on with crypto, we got to know what's going on with Bitcoin. And if we want to know what's going on with Bitcoin, let's analyze the current price structure to understand what it would take for us to be in a more bullish price structure. Because folks, do not be fooled. Bitcoin is still, arguably, there's a very good case to be made that even still with the most recent pump to above $40,000, Bitcoin is still in a macro overall downtrend, bear trend, whatever you want to call it. Why is this? Because Bitcoin has been putting in macro lower highs and lower lows. That has been the trend. Constant macro lower highs. Even this pump was still a lower high than previous recovery rallies. And we've been putting in lower lows, lower lows. So folks, Bitcoin is still in a macro downtrend. Not only that, Bitcoin has fallen below critical support levels like the 200 daily EMA, 200 daily SMA, this white line, the 50-day simple moving average. Why do I bring this up? Because folks, to understand what it would take for us to be in a bull market, we first got to understand what it takes for us to be in a bearish trend. So the bearish trend is because we're putting in lower highs, lower lows, and we're falling below major support. So to be bullish once again, we got to do the direct inverse, folks. I'm going to let you know right now what we have to look out for to be back in a true bull market. We have got to do 3 things, and once we do these 3 things, I would personally feel more comfortable dollar cost averaging my way into the 3 altcoin picks I'm about to mention to you guys after we're done analyzing Bitcoin. Number 1, we need to put in higher highs. Bitcoin has still not put in a higher high. Getting above $42,000 would be a higher high above these previous recovery rallies. If Bitcoin spends a couple days at 42,000, very good sign. That's a higher high. We need to put in a higher low. We can't just go up forever. Eventually, every impulse has a retracement. So we had an impulse up. We might have a retracement. If Bitcoin comes back down and retests the 50 daily SMA and solidifies it as support, that is a ultra bullish sign and a bullish retest of the 50-day SMA. If we test it and hold it, get daily candles closing above it, folks, that is a super good sign that Bitcoin can continue to go up, and therefore alts can continue to go up, and therefore looking at recovery altcoins to hold for the length of this next cycle makes a lot of sense once Bitcoin has done these things. So that's number 1, higher highs. Number 2, higher lows. Number 3, we need to flip major resistance into support, the 50-day SMA. Historically extremely price reactive, folks. It was the bedrock of support throughout the latter half or the latter part of this cycle's parabolic run up. Same with 2017. This is the 2017 top. Now, while there are a lot of lines here, what's important is this white line here, the 50 daily SMA. Here, price crashed. Where did it stop crashing? This white line. Price crashed. Where did it stop crashing? The white crashing the white line over and over again. It was the bedrock of support. So now 2 cycles where we see throughout the kind of latter end of the parabolic run up, this has been historically a very price reactive floor of support. As we can see in both cycles, when we broke below it, we never went back up. So folks, higher highs, higher lows, and flip major resistance into support. Once Bitcoin has done all those 3 things, then we can confidently make the argument that we are back in a bull market. So folks, Bitcoin's back in a bull market. Let's say Bitcoin got above 45,000, we retraced to 42, solidified 42 as support, we made a higher high, a higher low, we flipped major resistance into support, we're above the 200 daily SMA and EMA. In that case, I think one could confidently make the argument that Bitcoin is ready to make all-time highs in a price discovery once again, which is relevant for altcoins because altcoins will not go on a parabolic run-up if Bitcoin is crashing and burning into nothingness. So Bitcoin has done all those three things, higher highs, higher lows, and flipping major resistance in a sport. What do we look at to buy? Well, none of this is financial advice, folks, but I want to share with you guys the top three things I'm looking at. Number one, VeChain. VeChain is one of my favorite altcoins because I believe it's one of the best combinations of high ROI, but also long-term staying power and great fundamentals. VeChain is a protocol that is historically focused of tracking products and suppliers and that kind of thing, but it's been really expanding its ecosystem to introduce more and more functionality as of late. Now, specifically with VeChain, I believe one of the biggest inflection points is this white line, the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. Folks, look at this. At some of its major crashes historically, throughout its run-up, VeChain found support on the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. Crash support, crash support, crash support. Several times crash support, crash support. And folks, look what happened as soon as we got daily candles closing below it. Massive sell-off. So if VeChain can get daily candles fully closing above this white line, basically get daily candles above 9 cents, in that case, I would start to feel more confident buying into VeChain with the understanding that if we get above this thing, sure, I might be buying in at a higher price, but I buy in at a higher price with the understanding and confidence that as long as we hold this thing, price will continue to trend upwards over time. Folks, look at this. Look at this. Uptrend. Look at this uptrend. Where did we stop crashing throughout the uptrend? 200 EMA on the 6 hour consistently. So folks, this is likely to be relevant moving forward. Any moving average that's relevant historically is likely to be relevant moving forward, as we've seen in Bitcoin and now with VeChain. So to simplify things, VeChain, great fundamentals, high ROI with long-term staying power, above 9 cents, daily candles above 9 cents. At that point, I'd feel more confident buying in that we could see continued bullish trending. Folks, my number two pick is PancakeSwap. This thing is down 68% from all-time highs. And the reason why I chose PancakeSwap specifically, aside from all the other exchange tokens and DeFi coins out there, is because PancakeSwap uniquely offers an extremely high staking APY, roughly 100%. I think it changes. I think it's been going down over time, but around 100%. Folks, imagine if the bull run were to last 6 months to a year, you could potentially double your holdings or increase them by at least 50% through staking alone. So because the issues with Ethereum and scalability and transaction times, those issues aren't going to be solved anytime soon. So if we are to go back into a bull market, this month, next couple months here, Binance Smart Chain is likely to come back due to the cheap fees and quick transactions. And so because PancakeSwap is kind of the hub for a lot of Binance Smart Chain activity, I think it's likely to bounce back and do well. And guys, that high APY, it's specifically because of the high APY around 100% that I chose PancakeSwap as my number 2 recovery altcoin for an eventual next leg of the bull run. And folks, last but certainly not least, my number 1 favorite altcoin, Ethereum, the coin with arguably the greatest long-term staying potential, the coin that has arguably the greatest macro adoption potential out there. Ethereum is the best combination of something, maybe I don't want to describe it as conservative because I think that does that a disservice, but something that's super solid, has a high chance of sticking around the next 5, 10, 20 years, but also a high ROI potential. Ethereum, not to mention EIP 1559 in London hard fork, one of the quickest, not the quickest, one of the biggest improvements to Ethereum in its history is quickly approaching, which EIP 1559 will make Ethereum deflationary, thus making it harder money than Bitcoin potentially, arguably speaking. So folks, Ethereum. If Bitcoin starts to look bullish again, then Ethereum starts to look bullish again. I think Ethereum is very likely to outperform Bitcoin throughout the second leg of this bull run, if we do indeed get one, because it outperformed it throughout the first leg of the bull run. So for Ethereum specifically, I do believe one very important inflection point is this white line, the 200 EMA on the 10 hours. So Ethereum spends several days above this thing, then in my opinion, Ethereum starts to look long-term bullish. So if ETH can flip 2,230 from resistance into support, get several daily candles fully closing above it, then folks, Ethereum looks primed to take off. But unfortunately, Ethereum is unlikely to reach its all-time highs in our price discovery until Bitcoin starts to look bullish again. But if and when Bitcoin looks bullish again, then folks, Ethereum is my favorite, super solid, super safe play that also has potentially high ROI. Also, guys, I started shilling Ethereum back when it was, like $300-400, and I still think that if we have a second leg of this bull run, it's likely to get over $10,000 this cycle. I think Ethereum is likely to do roughly 10% of whatever Bitcoin does. So, folks, none of this is financial advice. I could be totally wrong. Do your own research. But, I look at these markets all day, every day, and I do think these coins are definitely worth your consideration and being on your watch list. So, guys, if you like this video, definitely like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.